You are now listening to the Jay Porks Experience. Listen free on iTunes or at theandydareshow.com. Now, here's Jay.
Yo, coming to you live from the sexless dungeon of horrors, the Church of Born-Again Virgins. What is the word, people? Welcome yourselves to another action-packed edition of the Jay Porks Experience. I'm Jay Porks. With me, as always, on the other side of the glass, making sure this is a well-oiled podcast machine. What does that say? Oh, nobody. The ever-popular. Nobody. We got a few things to get to. We're going to go as long as my voice tells me I can go. I've got swollen glands here. First off, last night, Ferguson, Missouri non-indictment came down. And if you're looking for in-depth coverage of racial relations in St. Louis, Missouri, then you're gonna have to listen to a guy who's from St. Louis, Missouri, because I am not here. Jay Porks is not here to say what went down, who's in the right. I don't live there. I don't know. Here's what I do know. I do know that people without guns are getting shot and killed at an alarming rate here in America, and something does need to be done about that. But I'm not going to sit here and comment about, the grand jury, they're so full of, I'm not there. I'm not there, and I'm not black, so it's not me. So for me to comment on it, for me to tweet all night about it would be stupid. It would be lunacy. But I do have, a couple of beefs with protests. Now, if there's a grand jury indictment that's allegedly coming down at 8 o'clock yesterday, 9 o'clock Eastern, why are there's packs of people in Chicago, there's packs of people in Detroit, New York City, they're freaking protesting in Times Square. They were protesting in Times Square. You know, that Disney World atmosphere. Remember MTV had TRL? And Carson Daly would host, and he'd go over to the window, and all those people would be on the street. They'd be screaming. That's what they looked like in Times Square last night. They didn't look like they were protesting any social injustice. And by the way, the police commissioner passed by, and they tossed fake blood on him. The New York City police commissioner, and they tossed fake blood on him. What does the New York City police commissioner have to do with this? It's got nothing at all to do with this. This is a Missouri thing. Listen, for all the people who think racism has returned, in order for something to return, it would have to leave. And since I live on Staten Island, also known as North Texas, they're partying in the streets. They don't care. The people I'm surrounded with, they don't care if Darren Wilson was in the right or the wrong. They're just happy to see another African American dead. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that you can find joy in the death of another human being when that human being didn't do anything to you to hurt you personally. I understand somebody rapes you, you want them dead. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody kills my firstborn, yeah, I'm going to want them dead. But not because of the color of their skin. The other day, somebody got shot in a project hallway in New York. They said that the cop's gun went off by accident. Accidents. Gotta tell you, I'm not buying it. Not buying it! But who am I? Like I said, I'm not the social justice warrior. I'm not here to talk about, what people... I'm not here to tell you that looting is crazy. I'm not here to tell you that if you're trying to show that your town is stable, looting would not be the way to go. But again, I don't live there. Like, the Walgreens was on fire. I don't know what the Walgreens did to make Darren Wilson shoot this kid. Even if you don't indict the guy, could you maybe give him a couple of months off the job? Maybe transfer him to another district or something? I don't want to sound like a fucking like a crazy person. I saw this one sign, and I'll post it in the notes. The one sign, and it says "Justice for," and there's a blank space, and under it says, "I left it blank because I'll probably need this again next year." Yeah, next year, next month. So all I really want to know, first of all, and last night, because the Jets suck, I actually switched over from the Jets game to CNN just to wait for this Ferguson verdict going, because I want to be aware of what's going on, in life. When I watch the news, I feel like I'm a smart guy, even though I'm not. So I'm on CNN, and FiOS in the corner, you know how they have the guide? It says, check out CNN on Twitter. Press FiOS TV for more. All I needed to do was turn to my left. I have my computer. I'm watching TV. Why would I need to follow CNN's Twitter feed? I'm already on TV. That's the whole point. Besides the fact that I had Twitter open because I was waiting for somebody to get it early. Ferguson verdict. Got it. David Brown tweeted this. True story. The real crime is on Channel 2 right now. Hashtag Jets. What a... Oh, man. I can't take that team anymore. It's really getting hard to take that team. All right, so Ferguson. The guy, Darren Wilson, not indicted. So all I want to know is where can I buy a bulletproof vest? Asking for a friend. And I'll tell you why. I know I'm a Jewish guy. I know I'm a white guy. But I'm out there breaking the law with the racially diverse folks. Which means I'm out there breaking the law with these racially diverse folks, which means I'm going to get shot. There's a good chance I'll get shot with them next time it happens. So, I would like to know where I can get my bulletproof vest. I don't know what's going on with this country. It's insane. Thanksgiving around the corner. I want you guys to tell me what you're giving thanks for. Because we've got a lot of things to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. Not one of them is racial relations in police war zones. Okay, let's get back to the music portion of this. There's a Kurt Cobain documentary coming out. I know. You're thinking to yourselves, but I've seen every Kurt Cobain documentary. Jay, you told me all the Kurt Cobain documentaries to watch, and I watched them all. Twice. Well, now you got another one. For the first time, there is going to be an in-depth, fully authorized documentary about the legendary musician Kurt Cobain. HBO announced on Monday that it'll produce the Nirvana icon's story in the upcoming Kurt Cobain Montage of Heck, which is set to debut in 2015. It is the first documentary made with the full cooperation of the Cobain family. His daughter, visual artist Frances Bean Cobain, will also serve as the project's executive producer. Can I just pause for a second? Can I just address this? Visual artist Frances Bean Cobain? Visual artist. Not Kurt and Courtney's daughter, who we all follow on Twitter because she's Kurt and Courtney's daughter. She's a visual artist and the executive producer of a documentary about the most famous musician in the past 20 years, and she is like 22 years old? Wait, let me add the date. 92? Was it 92? 92. Yeah, she's like 22. Are you kidding? Not that I disagree. Not that... I'm not bashing this. I'm just saying, like, am I the executive waiter at Primo Pizza because I've been working there a while? I mean, executive producer? Frances Bean Cobain. Visual artist? I thought she has a book club. Anyway, Academy Award nominated director Brett Morgan says, I started working on this project 8 years ago. Like most people when I started, I figured this would be limited amounts of fresh material to unearth. However, once I stepped into Kurt's archive, I discovered over 200 hours of unreleased music and audio, a vast array of art projects, oil paintings, sculptures, countless hours of never-before-seen home movies, and over 4,000 pages of writings that together help paint an intimate portrait for an artist who rarely revealed himself to the media. Except for the fact that he never said no comment. Except for the fact that whenever they asked him a question, he answered it. So what the news here is that Frances Bean is the executive producer, and it's going to be on HBO. So, you know, featuring interviews, in-depth interviews from folks like Dave Grohl, and there might be an appearance from Dave Grohl. Why isn't Dave Grohl an executive producer on this? Bet you he is. I bet you that was in his Sonic Highways contract. It's like, all right, I'm going to go to Showtime unless you make me the executive producer of this Cobain documentary. All right, so we can get that. That's coming out in 2015. Since it's almost 2015, I'm going to assume that's going to be late 2015. So you can get that. And one other thing. Oh, Local H this morning. Local H has a Pledge Music going for their new record. I don't know the name of their new record, but I retweeted the video. I'll share it in the notes. It's a little over a minute. Local H is in the studio. They're playing this song. And they're talking about the words on the screen come up, and it says you can check out behind the scenes, from the beginning, and get the album on the day it comes out. And so if you go to pledgemusic.com/localh, that you can start working. You can start preparing for Local H's new record, which will be out eventually, soon. And I'm not sure if this is Awesome Mix, because they have Local H's Awesome Mixtape too. I think that's done. I don't think that has anything to do with this. I think this is different. Brand new record. The song played in the video sounds pretty awesome, and I'm down with it. I was just talking about Local H on Andy's show on Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? I forgot when it aired. Saturday. I was just talking about Local H. Had them in my post-grunge. Had them in my post-grunge list. Andy had the Eels. He had Foo Fighters. And I think he had Live. I had Silverchair, Toadies, Local H. Oh man, and two things with pot before I get up on out of here. There is a video. It better be real. I mean, if it's phony, I'm going to be very upset. There's a video of these three grandmothers hitting a bong for the first time ever, getting high and playing Cards Against Humanity. And the grandmothers needed the word queef defined for them. Oh, it's very good. You need to check it out. It is one thing. That is something I have to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. It's that. And the other thing about pot was, did you see? It was snowing last week. So that on the news, they had a reporter standing out in the park, holding his microphone, giving his report behind an empty park with snow-covered grass and an empty field in Worcester, Massachusetts. was on Fox 25. So halfway through this video, you see two kids, two maybe adults. One comes from the left side of the screen, one comes from the right side of the screen, coming from opposite directions. They meet behind this newscaster. One guy hands this guy money. The other guy hands him what appears to be product, puts it in his pocket, walks away. The most public drug deal in the world happened on live television. The article says, there are a few unwritten rules for buying drugs. Don't hang around longer than necessary. Don't go into debt. Don't be conspicuous. Don't use small change. And of course, the golden rule, don't conduct the deal on live TV. Oh, it's amazing. And you know what we're going to do? We are going to... Damn. Well, I'm going to ask you guys if you guys know anything that I can do to help my glands get unswollen right now, because they're getting worse every day. Every day they're getting worse. Okay. I'm going to take a break. We'll come back after this.
Hey everybody, this is Andy from the Andy Dare Show. I just want to thank you for checking out the J Porks experience and all the fine broadcasting we offer here at Dare Network. Follow Jay at JPorks on Twitter. Check him out on the internet, jporks.com, and at Instagram, jporks. And if you want to check out my little podcast network, check out andydare.com and follow us on Twitter at Dare Network. That's DERER Network. Thanks again for listening. And back to the show.
And we are back. We'll get to the headlines in a second. Since it's Thanksgiving coming up right now, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who's listening, who's not going to hear me by next week. So here's my happy Thanksgiving to you. And if you guys are thankful for stuff, tweet it at me. Let me know. I would love to get some more input here. I would love to make this have some more interaction with the people listening. So please, I would totally adore you if you would hit me up in any of my social media mediums, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Cons of Confessions, Andy Quiet, wherever you are, hit me up and let me know things, because I would like this to be a two-way street. I mean, I know I'm funny, but you might have some things on your mind too. Okay. Let's get to the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business. It's concertconfessions.com. That's for all your live music news and reviews for the fans, by the fans. Good stuff going on. Motley Crue and Alice Cooper at the Spokane Arena in Spokane, Washington. I've been to Spokane. And we have Elektra at the House of Blues in Hollywood, California. With the Elektra words, photos, and videos, there is also an interview with frontwoman Elektra. I don't know her last name because I'm not looking at it, but it's there. I will link you up. So we've got that. And if you're going to shows, because here's the thing, everyone goes to shows besides me, even though I'm the guy who's supposed to go to shows. But I'm poor and my job sucks and I never can get out to anywhere. But if you're going to a show, instead of like sharing the stuff on your Facebook wall and having people say, "Oh my God, that looks so cool," why don't you share it with us at contentconfessions.com? Join the family. Join the family. Sit with the cool kids in the cafeteria. Also got ChristinaRocks.com. Hang the DJ 89X radio every Sunday morning. Oh, she's got the new Noel Gallagher video, Do the Damage. Noel Gallagher. First of all, remember last year I said Noel Gallagher is beating Liam Gallagher? It's not even a game anymore. Like, Noel Gallagher is soaring. Like, I'm wondering why Oasis was ever a band. Like, could Noel Gallagher just have gotten four of the guys and showed them the songs and done it himself? So Noel Gallagher has a new video for a song called "Do the Damage." There's roller derby in the video, which is awesome. Remember roller derby? Well, none of us remember roller derby because none of us are 60 years old. But a couple of years ago, they tried to bring it back. It was like a fake roller derby. But there's real deal roller derby. Those chicks get bloody, man. And you can check out the video on at ChristinaRocks.com. And she was rocking old school alternative. Little Swerve Diver in there. Swerve Driver. Little Stray Cats. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Love Roller Coaster. That's like my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song. It's not even their song. Had a Dad. Oasis. Morning Glory. That's so funny. I was listening to Morning Glory last night, and I said to myself, damn, this song is awesome. Christina should play this. And she did. I might have heard it by accident. Maybe I woke up, turned it on. Anyway. So you can catch her, 89xradio.com every Sunday morning. Throwback alternative. Lots of post-grunge, lots of new wave, lots of stuff that is not now. And the headlines are always powered by Annie Quiet. Chrissy Hyde's Stockholm tour reaches Tulsa. We've got words, photos, and videos from our man Stephen Anthony, touring behind our first solo album ever. Hines touched down in Tulsa's historic Brady Theater for a show combining her old Pretenders hits with new material. We also have footage from Eli Roth and Marilyn Manson's quote-unquote Too Sick video featuring Lana Del Rey surfaces. Manson's representatives are disavowing his involvement in this footage, but we find their statement hard to believe, and Eli Roth had previously confirmed its existence. Funny story. Was talking to my buddy, the Audio Perv. That's right. There used to be a website, theaudioperv.com, where this guy, the Audio Perv, would get all the late night shows. This guy's cool as heck. He used to get all the late night performances within like 15 minutes of them going on the air. This is like when Concert Confessions first started doing As Seen on TV. I would literally just wait for Audio Perv to post the video. I would stay up at night and wait for an Audio Perv post. I would do the post and then I'd go to sleep. That used to be my life. Back when there were decent enough bands on TV where I was doing that 2 or 3 times a week. If I'm going to do it once a month, it's not worth it. But anyway, Audio Perv was telling me it's not that. But it's funny how it's not that offensive, yet it's offensive. And I said, yeah, well, it's like, he said, it's only offensive because it's boring. And Manson forgets that it's no longer 1998 and Lana Del Rey is just desperate for attention. Agreed. I looked at it as, has today produced anything offensive? No? Alright, well, we're going to pick something. That's how I looked at it, basically. So, it's boring. Might be offensive, might not be. Truthfully, I didn't even fucking watch it. Why? Because it's Marilyn Manson. And I don't care that much about Marilyn Manson. Not that much. If Marilyn Manson is opening for some cool band I'm going to see, that's a different story. Where are we? And I told you, I read this to you last week, but it got published. Babes in Toyland reunite. They announced a February 2015 gig at the Roxy. All-female power trio Babes in Toyland announced first reunion show early next year in LA. And Hellbenders in the Desert, how to make a record at Rancha de la Luna. Hellbenders, the first Brazilian band to be invited into Rancho de la Luna. Check out a documentary and interview on their recording process. That is all on anniequiet.com. Joni Mitchell pulled the plug on a biopic starring Taylor Swift. Quote, all you've got is a girl with high cheekbones. Yes. Taylor Swift. She's the king of New York, right? Queen of New York or some shit. Oh man, and last night, I can't believe that Run the Jewels was in St. Louis last night for this Ferguson verdict. That's insane, by the way, that they were there. And Killer Mike gave a little speech on stage. Actually, there's going to be something on Vlad TV later on. Vlad TV is the website that Lord Jamal from Brand Nubian always goes to call rappers effeminate, which he may or may not be accurate about. And another thing, the news breaking about this, there's going to be a Star Wars trailer out on Friday. Why don't you release it before it's news? Oh, it's going to come out on Friday. That's like, oh, a new Boston Market commercial's coming out on Saturday. Fuck yes. Show me the new product, and I'll decide if I want to see it. First of all, people are going to see it. Relax. It's not like people aren't going to see Star Wars. And I'm just sticking around on Twitter here to see if there's any new Music Tuesday going on. I don't see any of it. The Funyun. I love the Funyun. It's good to see that some white people can get pissed off about something other than Arcade Fire's dress code. Hashtag Ferguson. I was really mad about Arcade Fire's dress code. Okay. So, did you guys listen to me on the Andy Deer Show yet? I was just on. So, if you go to theandydeershow.com, you can listen to me and Andy talk about some post-grunge bands. Post-grunge. What came after grunge. You get that at theandydeershow.com. And you can get that on YouTube at the Andy Deer YouTube channel. You get that on iTunes at the podcast app. Stitcher Radio. There's so many places you can go to get me. I don't see why you're not doing it already. Okay. Before we get up on out of here, I'll go through the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business. There is concertconfessions.com. That's for all your live music, news, and reviews. For the fans, by the fans. Also got ChristinaRocks.com, HangTheDJ, 89xRadio.com. Every Sunday morning, old school alternative, throwing it back like it's Thursday. Only it's Sunday. And we also have every week, the headlines are powered by Annie Quiet. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy your turkey. Till next week, Whiskey, Weed, and Warren Zevon. Late.
This has been the J Porks Experience. Thank you so much for listening.